From WRTV.
Now at noon, a new report just out tackles the clash between the public and police last summer, right here in Indianapolis. The city called for this independent review, now wanting to know what it needs to change. This is breaking news from WRTV. Good afternoon. I'm Rafael Sanchez. The report is 42 pages long. I want to take you behind this 42-page report, which is critical of those who caused the chaos and the destruction and hijacked those peaceful protests. The same review also found that police were overwhelmed by the unprecedented crowds and were not prepared to handle this big situation. The independent review panel was requested by Indianapolis Mayor Joe Hogsett. The group looked at the events from May the 29th all the way through June the 1st. The three-member panel reviewed hours of video, conducted more than 50 interviews, and looked at the best practices in policing First Amendment protests. The panel says it did receive full cooperation from IMPD. Now, before this report, Metro Police had already implemented a number of reforms involving the use of force as well as the deployment of body cams. The panel made 7 recommendations to Metro Police. They include improved training, requesting better planning and communication among police leadership on how to handle police demonstrations, avoiding taking an aggressive posture during those protests, and to improve community outreach. Of course, the department just launched a new program to address that very same issue just a couple of days ago. Right now, we are hearing from the mayor as we continue to follow this breaking news situation. The mayor released a statement to WRTV, which in part says IMPD will continue to adapt and improve its policies and practices to best serve the needs of Indianapolis, leading through transparency and community-led, community-engaged policing. Now, the mayor goes on to say, we value the conclusions made by this report, respect the tremendous amount of work that went into this important document, and we will work to implement all of the recommendations. Of course, we're just getting more information now into our newsroom, now receiving this statement from the police chief, Randall Taylor. The chief admits the report was critical of the initial response from his officers. However, the chief goes on to say in his own words, we adjusted our approach, and Indianapolis has since been the host to more than 150 demonstrations without significant incident. We continue to take seriously our responsibility to protect the First Amendment rights of our community members. Of course, as we continue to follow this story, WRTV is still awaiting the responses from the community, including from Indy 10 Black Lives Matter, as well as the faith leaders that make up the Circle City. The 3-member panel will not be making any public statements on this 42-page report. Martin University President Sean Huddleston, former State Supreme Court Justice Myra Selby, and former federal prosecutor Deborah Daniels are all allowing the report to speak for itself. As we get more developments on this breaking news story, of course, please turn to the WRTV app.